After dominating Xander Zayas for the 154-pound unified title, I can't help but wonder who can actually beat Jaron Boots Ennis. Let's start with 147-pounder Devin Haney. This is a matchup that has been slowly brewing in the background. I look at this fight as 60-40 Boots, but for the sake of simplicity, I'll put it in the 50-50 tier. I can't help but remember how Boots struggled a little bit with Karen's movement in the first and second fight, and as we know, Devin Haney is an incredible boxer who knows how to evade punches and play it safe. Haney is also decent athletically and pretty strong, but Boots definitely would have the size advantage. I want to believe Boots has learned his lesson on how to deal with slick boxers. Regardless, I think if the fight is a boxing match, Boots wins because he's longer and has a better jab. Whereas Devin Haney was clearly the sharper and faster fighter against Brian Norman, I don't believe he carries those same advantages against Boots. If the matchup becomes a firefight in the pocket, I definitely favor Boots to get the finish. I think if the fight happened, Boots wins by unanimous decision, but it might not be pretty because Haney's style presents issues for almost anyone. The next fighter is someone who's been sidelined for some time, but I definitely think the fight is interesting, and that is Jermell Charlo. Charlo has serious power in his hands, and while he isn't as athletic as Boots, he isn't a slouch either. Unfortunately, Charlo would want to stand in the pocket and bang, and I don't think that ends well for him. I give Charlo a puncher's chance, but Boots probably wins unanimous decision or finishes him. The next fighter, Virgil Ortiz, should stay as far away from Jerron Boots Ennis as possible. A lot of people are under the impression that because Boots was rocked or stunned in the Xander fight, Virgil could do the same thing. And that may very well be possible. It's a fist fight, anyone can get hurt. But unfortunately, Virgil's come forward and bang style is something Jaron Ennis would feast on. With all the talk about Boots' defense, we really need to understand that Virgil Ortiz is one of the most defensively irresponsible fighters in the division. He's been dropped multiple times by lesser punchers. I think Boots finishes him inside 10 rounds. I don't expect Virgil to quit, so the corner might even throw in the towel. Errol Spence and Tim Tszyu are fighting, and even though they're in the division and it's a potential fight down the road, neither of these guys have a real chance. Prime Errol Spence before the car accident definitely would have been an intriguing fight, but I think the car accident and lifestyle has caught up with him. I don't think he would be durable enough to survive the fight, and Tim Kazoo wouldn't either. A lot of people think Sebastian Fundora would smoke Boots, and in my opinion, that couldn't be further from the truth. If Fundora was confident in the fight, he would simply take it. But instead of even fighting Virgil Ortiz, Sebastian has elected to fight another nobody. Listen, I'm not convinced beating an old Keith Thurman makes you a good fighter. However, I'll give you this. Sebastian's physical dimensions could cause serious problems. I don't care if you're Floyd Mayweather, fighting a guy that big isn't really going to be a walk in the park. Sebastian has good straights and has become a better boxer over time, but I think Boots finishes him and sends the towering Inferno to the canvas. It's very possible that we see Josh Kelly versus Jerron Boots Ennis next, and after watching some tape, Kelly is actually pretty solid. He's not a Boots level athlete, but he has good reflexes and is physically strong. I don't necessarily see Boots being able to bully him on the inside, but I do think Boots finishes Kelly. I think Kelly is solid competition, maybe even a slight step up compared to Xander Zayas, and I give Josh Kelly a puncher's chance. Now, Terrence Crawford versus Boots is the most intriguing fight that could be made, assuming Terrence were to come out of retirement. There's a lot of debate concerning who wins, and to me, this is as much of a 50-50 fight as it gets. Crawford's defense was god level in the Canelo and Errol Spence fight, but it's silly to pretend Boots couldn't hit him at least once or twice cleanly. Bud probably has the higher boxing IQ, but Boots is a better athlete and more than likely faster. If either fighter gets hurt, I'd expect them to pounce on the other to finish it. I think at 154 pounds, Boots wins the fight, but at 160, I'd favor Bud. I hope that Boots clears out the 154 division because I feel this is his ideal weight class and he cut a bit too much weight to make 147. Comment below who you think has the best chance at beating Jaron Ennis and make sure to like and subscribe. It gets my videos into the algorithm.